thanks so much, Kishaloy. And it was very strange to listen to my own introduction. Uh, but I'd really like to thank Professor Sinha and I'm sorry, but I'm missing your name, sir. But Ajit.
Ajit Sharma.
Yes, Ajit Sharma. I think the basics have already been very well spelled out, Kishaloy, by both of them in different ways. And I'm going to sum up at least what I heard and then try and see what, if there is anything of value that I can contribute after their very, very valuable insights. And I think the two things that I heard very clearly from both of them is that if you are going to take up a creative endeavor, it needs to either add value, it needs to have a new take on things, I think is one piece. That's what I got from Professor Sinha. And Ajit, I think very interestingly try to also say, okay, between inspiration and execution, both are important. You cannot really prioritize one over the other. What I'm going to try and do, therefore, is pick up this debate again and try and bring perspectives that I have, both as someone who has uh, tried to be creative myself, have facilitated a lot of creative journeys of other people. Those could be students, those could be writers, it could be social entrepreneurs as part of Gandhi Fellowship Program. And basis of that, I'll try and come up with what the fields I have learned of this process. Uh, and I think I'm going to start on the inspiration side that um, many a time, rookie writers or creative people when you're starting out uh, get trapped because one, they struggle with, I need to come up with something really original. And originality is a very difficult ask. Like once the wheel was invented, you could only tweak with the wheel. You cannot now go and create, nobody is ever going to get the credit of having invented the wheel ever again, right? Somebody who did it at the first time, that was when it was truly original. Yet we need creativity all the time, whether we are writing a book, whether we want to start a business, whether we have to teach a class. And I think the word I'm going to, I think, therefore use, which I found uh, in one of the creativity books was, yes, we all need to have a fresh take on things. Freshness, I think, is a more accessible word than originality. Inspiration also sometimes can be overwhelming because we might not always be inspired because it's a very, like, it looks like something very big has to happen inside you. And therefore, but freshness and newness is something that probably all of us can access. All of us can then say, okay, therefore, what's the fresh thing that I'm bringing? What I would like to talk about is in this debate of inspiration and execution, I'm going to say that I'm going to kind of, to take this debate forward, say that execution is actually key. Because you can have an idea, but it needs a vehicle, and it needs a vehicle of that kind that enables others to then access the freshness of your own idea. And that execution piece is is not easy from many perspectives. And what I mean by that is, why is it not easy? Because one is, if you're writing a book, there is an element of the craft, but there's also, to even reach the stage where you want to craft something out, you need to feel and believe in yourself that I have something fresh to say, and what I have to say is worthy. It's worth people's attention, people's time, uh, and so that journey of first recognizing your freshness, then continuously working towards how you articulate it, how you put it out. That is a very, very fraught journey. And yet, I do think that that's where more important to me. And I say, than really just the freshness of an idea. Uh, I have I have worked with different, I've worked with writers, I've worked with artists, and I have seen them. Every time a creative person has floored me, if I may be permitted to use such a casual term, uh, it has always been because somehow they look at the world around and then they just shape it in a particular way, very simply, very quickly, whether it's through words, whether it's through an entrepreneurial, not just the entrepreneurial idea, but start to, actually going out and getting it done. Uh, so when you execute is when the work, when the art exists. जब इंस्पिरेशन है तब तक वो आपके माइंड में है. Once an inspiration is turned into something, that is the key process of creativity, and that process requires courage. It's a it is a it is a very difficult. I at least feel that it's a many people get trapped because they are themselves not able to believe that they can pull this off. Uh, how do you set yourself up, therefore, for the kind of discipline that Professor Sinha was talking about at one time? Be at it, get the right information, get the right inputs. I think that is the struggle, the execution. Do I have tips for it? No, I don't, honestly, Kishoroy. I don't have any tips in today's talk. What I can share with you all is that what I'm saying here is also probably a journey that I'm going through myself at this moment. I am in the process of writing a novel, and every day I go through this. Every part of me wants to forget everything else that I do and focus my energies on it. And every part of me also wants to run away from it. Every day I deal with um, this fear and this excitement both inside me. And I know that when I have spoken to creative people, they have said that that is how it is. You're going to feel the fear, you're going to feel excited, and then you have to sit down and get it done. And when you've got it done, is when you can say, yes, you've done something creative. And that's the reason I think in this debate, I'm today more on the side of execution than on the side of inspiration. That's all really, Kishore Loy. I don't think I can say anything more. I'll keep it short
Okay.
and
Yeah.
save it.
Okay. Uh, Madam, I think you have really coined a new word, which is freshness. And as you have said, that it is much more accessible than, say, a word like originality. But I have one question for you, since you were just talking about that something which is exciting to you, and at the same time, you even at times feel to run away from it. We often come across this term called creative block. Now, when a writer actually comes across or encounters a creative block, do you feel that if the inspiration happens to be paramount, that inspiration can help a writer to get rid of this creative block, so to say?
It's a very, very abstract question, Kisholoy, and I think I don't think I can answer that question at all.
Okay.
I think it is each one's own journey. For
Mm-hmm.
some people will find energy and inspiration, and that will drive them enough.
Okay.
Some people may not, and I think the key point I'm making is it's also therefore the creative